Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we've got the Fuel Tappet video. So this was supplied by Matt Lewis Motorsport. I actually bought a few odds and ends off of them. They've got a really good eBay store where they sell stuff pretty cheap, like genuine stuff, so worth doing that. But anyway, let's head straight outside. It's currently sunny. It's meant to be sunny for the next like 2 or 3 hours, and then it's meant to rain again. So we're gonna get this Fuel Tappet done straight away. We're gonna go straight into the how-to video. Get ready. So this is our Fuel Tappet. So on a used one, you'll get like some wear where my finger is now. So basically what this does, I think it keeps your fuel rail pressure to like the right levels, or kind of a smoother fuel rail pressure. Obviously as it gets pitted, apparently it affects your power output and a bunch of other stuff. That's what a lot of tuners say. We're gonna put that to the test. So this video is going to be a how to install this thing, and then the second video is going to be me comparing two graphs at 31,000 miles to see if changing this thing has actually changed anything in terms of the data. There may be a slight feel change, and I'll obviously let you guys know that as well, but I'm slightly dubious. I've always been dubious of these things. I feel like it's just something that tuners have been selling for the sake of kind of making a bit more money. But we will see, we'll put that all to the test. Obviously, I'm just a random guy who has no idea what he's doing. I'm sure the tuners have some idea what this thing does. So anyway, onto the video. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is remove basically these plugs here. Right, so what you gotta do is basically remove these, pull these grey clips backwards. So you pull these grey clips backwards and then you push down and slide them out. So we're going to do that for all of these, like so. So basically what we need to do is we need to get rid of this harness, because obviously this top section here is coming off, because our fuel pipe thing is actually underneath this weird rubber cap. So that is where our fuel tappet is. So we need to get into there, which means everything needs to come off. Now then, obviously we need to remove this one over here as well. Okay, so once you've removed this one, the way I've done it, I just got basically almost a little screwdriver just in between to push this clip. So you got to push that and then pull it out to get it out. We just need to pretty much free it up from this cover, because we've got to take this cover off. So there's little kind of clips underneath here. Now my plastic removal tools are not strong enough for the job. Oh, it is doing it. Okay, cool. So they're just on little like tree clips, I think they're called. One here as well. Okay, so that one's out. We just now need to remove this and this clip back here, because then everything's free from this. So obviously try and memorize kind of where all your clips go, but it's pretty self-explanatory because the clips will only fit back in the same places that you took them out. So then it's this clip. I don't really know how these clips work. Okay, that's simple enough. Right, that's the harness off. So that's out of the way. Now we've just got to remove the actual plug. So I'm just going to remove that, just so I can get to this clip a bit easier. It's just a metal clip, you can see what I'm doing here. And it just slides out like that. So that is now off. So that is the top of your engine basically all clean, ready to go. So now we need to start removing the, I'm going to call them ignition coils. I can't remember what they're called. Igniters, ignition coils, I don't know, these things. They're coming off. So these are 8mm, and I'd recommend just keeping them in the same order if you can. Number 2. So that's that off. Now obviously if you've got a stock crossover, your crossover will actually come closer to the engine and kind of higher up, and you'll have a pipe that runs basically like this, around this side. You're going to need to remove that PCV pipe. So basically anything that's on this you need to remove. We got to remove that. I've got to remove this bracket here, which is holding my crossover on, so I'm going to remove that. And then we're pretty much ready to go with the actual bolts that hold the cover on. So we got kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think there's some hidden ones down there. Yes, there's an 8th one and a 9 one here. So they're basically all around the top. Don't undo these ones, just these top ones. Okay, that's my crossover removed from that. Now we just got to undo these bolts here to basically try and get to this fuel bit here. Now once again, they're all 8mm, I think. I think they're actually captive. I think they're captive. So once you've got them undone, they won't come out of the actual casing itself. So I'll just show you ones what I've undone so far. So this one, this one, this one. There's one here, this stud. And basically you're removing this black cover here, so this cover just here. Then we're going to follow it around. And then there's one back there. And then we got to remove these two as well. That's actually a 10mm socket in there. So we've got the 7mm ones back here that we need to undo. A bit more fiddly back here, so we're undoing the ones next to where the fuel tappet goes. And there we go. That all comes off. So there is another clip if you want to remove this completely. I'm not sure I'm going to. I think I'm just going to sit it like this. Although, should I? Nah. We're going to keep it like this, I think. I'll tell you what, I'll remove the whole thing. There's a little clip on the back here. There you go, so the whole thing's off now. So that's your cover. That comes off, we'll set that aside. Obviously make sure you keep it safe, very important. Then this, as Lewis called it, this Iron Man cover comes off. I can see why he called it that now. So that cover comes off. Throw that aside. And then we're down to basically where the spark plugs are. This is your fuel rail. See, I think that's your fuel rail sensor probably. So what we need to undo now is these two here, but we need to make sure we got blue roll around this whole thing first, as basically this is where fuel is. So when we undo this, we need to make sure we soak up the fuel because we don't want to get fuel everywhere. Cool, so basically we're going to put fuel, kitchen roll underneath here. The reason I've gone for kitchen roll rather than blue roll is just because I feel like it's going to be more absorbent. Obviously I don't want fuel everywhere. Cool, so 17mm, and that's the fuel. So as you can see, I've managed to spray fuel all up this cross here. Obviously we need a quick clean up of fuel, so I'll be right back. But once you've pretty much released the pressure from it, it's as simple as slowly removing this. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing, but I'm basically just twisting it with my fingers now. It's not tight at all. Right. just clean it up. Now see, that's undone. That's our fuel pipe just there. As you can see, it's completely loose now. So you now need to do the other side. Now the other side shouldn't have that much fuel in it because of obviously most of it's just flown out onto my crossover. So once again, just be gentle with it. Once again, take note of kind of how tight these feel when you do them up. Obviously you don't want to do them up too tight when you put them back, so just feel how kind of stiff they are, learn from that, and then when you put them back on, it should be pretty easy to do. Same for the other side. Okay, so that will now come out like that. Obviously be a bit more gentle than I was with it. Okay, so inside of here is your fuel tappet. Now I don't know how you're meant to get it out because obviously it's very, very slippery. I'm going to try and just clean up more of it. Okay, there you go, got it. And that is, hopefully you guys can see that, our fuel tappet. So you can already see with the oily fuel on it, I don't know why it's oily, but if I just wipe that off, that is how much wear I currently have on mine. Now, I mean, to me, although it looks like it's worn, the actual I can't feel any pitting on that whatsoever. So that's the old one. It's completely flat. There is no physical bump or anything on that. Obviously it's going to be, looks like it's slightly worn on the middle just because that's how machine stuff works. But I mean, there is no indentation on that, and that's after 31,000 miles. So we'll see. I'm even more dubious now whether we're going to see anything on the 4Scan fuel rail pressure logs that we're going to do, but yeah, there's nothing on that whatsoever. So just compare new on this side, old on this side. If you're looking at that face on, you would think, oh my god, it's really, really warm, but I mean, it's completely flat. Okay, so we're going to get this back together now. So this is the fuel tappet, goes in this way round, and it just drops into there, like so. That's that done. Secondly, we probably can remove these rags now, because I mean, most of the fuel's out anyway. So we'll take these off. And then we just do everything in reverse. So everything we've just done, we're going to do in reverse. Now this, without recording, I could have got this done in probably 10-15 minutes, and then probably 10-15 minutes to put it back together. And it's been about half an hour to 40 minutes probably with recording. But anyway, so this is obviously where we need it. Something to take note of over here, this fuel pipe does have a bracket that sits like that. This is very important that obviously you put that bracket back on properly, but it should all kind of slot back into place when you do it anyway. So we're going to take our thing, I don't know what it is, I'm not going to lie, and we're going to just slide that back into there. Cool, once you've pretty much got it on, we're going to get our Torx bits. I'm just going to hand thread them first of all, make sure obviously you've got the threads correct, so the threads are going in the right hole, and they're not cross-threading. That'll be the worst thing you could possibly do. So hand thread them to start off with. Try and do them both at the same time, that way it's even pressure. As you can see, as I'm tightening one, the other one isn't tight anymore because that's how a spring works. So that's quite tight, that's quite tight. And now we're just going to give it a little nick. Same for this side. Once again, I'm just going to double check this side. I'm not really going to put any pressure on it. Cool, I'm happy with that. So I'm happy with how tight they are. So that's that back on. We're now going to reconnect this back up. So just get your thing, start to slide it in. Same with the one at the back. Obviously we can connect our sensors back up. As you can see, it's all going back together way quicker because obviously everything's just got its right place to go. Now I know it looks quite involved, but it really isn't. We're going to get our spanner. Once again, just do it up so it gets tight. Then once it's tight, just a little few taps and then that's on. Same with this one over here. So once it's tight, and then that should be absolutely fine. So to me it sounds exactly the same as before. I know other people have claimed that they hear that it sounds different, but I mean it sounds exactly the same. I think it's all going to be a placebo effect. If I feel anything, I really do. But anyway, I'll leave this video here. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, favorite, subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, whether you think the results are going to show a difference in the graphs, if they're going to show a difference in feeling, and if you've done this yourself, kind of what you think, you know, what you felt or what you may not have felt when you've done it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.